सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कार सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता
संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा, ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी, वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। आर्य समाज यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे,
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे, परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ,
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ, बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर शुभ संदेश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, 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 गीता परिवार हमारा।
मंडनम
व्रजे व्रजैकमण्डनं
समस्त पाप खंडनम
समस्त पापखण्डनं
स्वभक्त चित्तरंजनम
स्वभक्तचित्तरञ्जनं
सदैव नंदनंदनम
सदैव नन्दनन्दनं
सुपीच्छ गुच्छमस्तकं
सुपीच्छगुच्छमस्तकं
सुनाद वेणुहस्तकं
सुनादवेणुहस्तकम्
अनङ्गरङ्ग सागरं नमामि कृष्णनागरं
नमामि कृष्णनागरं
मनोजगर्वमोचनं
मनोजगर्वमोचनं
विशाललोललोचनं
विशाललोललोचनं
विधूतगोपनीयनं नमामि पद्मलोचनं
नमामि पद्मलोचनं
करारविन्दभूधरं करारविन्दभूधरं स्मितावलोकसुन्दरं महेन्द्रमानदारणं नमामि कृष्णवारणं कदम्बसूनकुण्डलं सुचारुगण्डमण्डलं व्रजाङ्गनैकवल्लभं नमामि कृष्णदुर्लभं यशोदया समोदया सगोपया सनन्दया युतं सुखैकदायकं नमामि गोपनायकं सदैव पादपङ्कजं मदीयमानसे निजं दधानमुत्तमालकं नमामि नन्दबालकं
कृपापरं गणेशभारतत्पटम्
समस्तगोपनन्दनं
समस्तगोपनन्दनं
हृदम्बुजैकमोदनं
हृदम्बुजैकमोदनं
नमामि कुञ्जमाध्यगं
नमामि कुञ्जमध्यगम्
प्रसन्नभानुशोभनं
प्रसन्नभानुशोभनं
कामकामदायकं
कामकामदायकम्
Om Shri Krishna Sharanam Namaha. On behalf of Geeta Parivar, I, Shashi Tripathi, extend a warm welcome to all the Geeta lovers present here. Yes, we all know today is 5th September, the Teachers' Day. So I bow down to all the teachers for their invaluable efforts and guidance. To begin with, let us pray to Lord Krishna, who is known as Jagat Guru. For the Arambha Prathana, I call upon Neerja Vokuda from Karnataka. She is with Geeta Parivar since May 21 and serving as a tech in L1 and L2 batches, and she's a student in L3. Neerja ji.
जय श्री कृष्ण वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं जय श्री कृष्ण.
Thank you, Neerja ji, for the melodious prayer. Light is the symbol of brightness and prosperity. For Deep Prajwalan, we have with us Seema Gavde ji. She's a core trainer and a student in L4. Seema Gavde ji.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरितैव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहं सकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you, Seema ji, overwhelmed with the beautiful Deep Prajwalan. We have learned the chanting of the 15th chapter, Purushottam Yog, the whole week, and we are all desperately waiting to know the meaning of all the shlokas. For today's interpretation, we have with us Kavita Verma Didi. She is a Geeta Vrati, Geeta Praveena. She plays a leading role in all the major activities of Geeta Parivar. Under Swamiji's guidance, she is getting tremendous energy for the propagation of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā throughout the world. And she has a melodic voice, and her art of expression has no boundaries. So let us all have the pleasure to hear from Kavita Didi, and very soon, respected Ashu Bhaiya will join us for the question answer session. I invite Kavita Didi.
Thank you, Shashi Didi. Jai Shri Krishna, everyone. सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवत् गीते भवद्वेषिणी भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी जय श्री कृष्ण. So last time we have completed our 12th chapter, that is Bhakti Yoga, and we were more concentrated on the path of devotion. So in Bhagavad Gita, or we can say in Hindu scriptures, if we go in deep, we will have 3 different ways to reach out to the goal of our life, that is Brahman, that is liberation, or after this life what will happen with us. So that is liberation, or to get that dhama, tad dhama paramam mama. We will see slowly everything. So the main goal of our life according to our scriptures, that is liberation, and for getting that liberation we have different ways. We have seen in detail all the ways. Now the 3 prominent paths of getting Lord or to reach out to the goal, these are Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. So first is Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion, how to get that Paramatman through the devotion. So yoga of devotion we have seen in detail in Bhakti Yoga 12th chapter. Now in Purushottam Yoga we will see the Jnana Yoga. So Jnana Yoga is something beyond to our mind. Sometimes we understand the things, what is written here, what is telling, but we don't like apply in our life. We can't realize that thing. So like a sweet, someone is telling about a sweet, very very famous sweet, and you haven't tasted yet. Now if you want to tell the taste without having its taste, you haven't eaten that sweet, but you have to tell this taste of that sweet, then what you will feel. So same, the knowledge of Brahman is also something like that. We cannot tell it until we realize it. So Ashcharyavat pashyati kaschidinam Ashcharyavat vadati tathaiva chanyaha Ashcharyavacchainamanya shrunoti Shrutvapyenam vedana chaiva kaschid. So this is knowledge, something which can't be uttered by in the words. We cannot even understand with our limited mind, and we cannot even imagine about this knowledge. This is something beyond to our mind. So in 12th chapter only we have seen 2 types of devotees, the Bhakti Yogi and the Jnana Yogi. Now Arjuna has asked like who are the better knower of yoga. So we have seen the Bhakti Yogis are the better knower of the yoga. Why? Because Jnana Yogis are beyond to this yoga, to this sansar, everything. He is beyond to this scriptures, etc. So for them the scriptures will also not work, because he has reached to his goal, that is Brahman. He knows the supreme knowledge, about the Brahman, about the reality, the truth. So this chapter will talk about the existence. When sometimes we have these inquiries, the Upanishadic inquiries, metaphysical inquiries, we think in like ontology and all. We we know all these things, but in this chapter Lord will himself describe about all these things, the existence, what exists in reality. So whatever we are seeing, we are feeling, is it true, is it real? So everything we will talk about in this chapter. So first of all, the name of this chapter is Purushottam Yoga. Purushottam, Purushanam Uttam. Purushottam, that is Samas Vigraha, but we will not go in Vigraha only. Purushottam, like he will tell, the Lord will tell about the reality of himself, like who is the Lord, who is that supreme tattva. In Bhakti Yoga, we have seen the devotees, how how the devotees are, how they their nature, Adveshta, Sarvabhutanam, etc. So we have seen about the devotees. Now we will see about the Param Tattva, that supreme tattva, the essence of Vedanta, the essence of Vedas. We will see in this chapter in detail by Lord Shri Krishna. So sometimes we have this like last time also I have discussed, we have 2-3 types of questions, like who I am. So who I am, now why I am here in this world, what I should do. Sometimes we have different things in front of us. Now I'm confused, what should I do, what path I should choose. So many times we have these difficulties, these confusions in our life. So what is the reality, where I have to go, what is our goal? According to that we can choose what we should do. And who I am, the first thing, when we go for Vedanta, why we are learning Vedanta, why we are learning Bhagavad Gita, to know our identity, who I am. So I am not, as last time we have discussed all these things, that I am not a person who is here on the screen. I am something else. That what is that thing? What is that Paramatma Tattva? So everything we will see in this chapter. So in in Upanishad, in Rig Veda, we have a Suktam, Na Sadasi, No Sadasi, Tadanim Rajo Na Vyomna Paroyat. So and so on. He just asks about when non-existence was not there, existence was not there, darkness was not there, the light was not there, nothing was there. Then what was there? Because in our philosophy, in Indian scriptures, we don't believe in nothingness. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamiva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So what we believe, that there is something which is everywhere. So this is space. Then when we go in vacuum also, see like here we can feel the air. So in ether we have air, but if we go in space, there is no air, nothing is there. Then also we believe that this vacuum is also filled with something. So that is Purna. What is that Purna Tattva? That is Paramatman. That is Supreme Tattva we are discussing here as Purusha. So so that is Sat. So in this Suktam only, Nasadasi. So this is called Nasadiya Suktam. In YouTube you can search. Many scientists have done their research on this Suktam. This particular Suktam from Rig Veda is very famous, and it has a very deep meaning about the Vedas, the Vedic culture, what the message of the Vedic culture, everything is there. It is very deep, it has very deep meaning. So in the end, it is there like Sadevidamagrasi. So what was there in beginning? There was only Sat. What is this Sat? So Sat is again the supreme Tattva. Om Tat Saditi Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. So here also we utter the word Om Tat Sat. So that Sat is the entity which exists in all three time zones. In the beginning it was there, it will be there after pralaya, after dissolution. It is there here now in the present time also. So that Sat which exists in all three time zones. So we will see about the Sat. Now about this Sat, when modern science try to reach out this Sat, when they start searching about the Sat, what is the beyond to this word, we have this limitless Akash or sky or ether, and if we want to cross it, what is beyond to this sky? When they search, they don't find anything. Even the scientists who just work on quantum physics, etc., they also reach out to the a particle, God particle, etc. So many things they have in their mind, but what is the real essence? What is the reality of this word? What is the secret of this word? How this word came in existence? They don't know the real fact, what is the reality. They have given the operant principle and Big Bang theory, etc. But that is like it has so many variations, different types of arguments are there, logics are there. So what is the real essence of this word? What is the real secret behind this word? Who created this word? Everything is described in this Nasadiya Suktam in this 15th chapter. So in Bhagavad Gita, it is these are only 700 shlokas, but these 700 shlokas has very deep meaning. So we will not see everything, but just we will go in like word by word. We will try to see something. So who I am, like this chapter will start. So first, in Upanishads, we have 3 types of inquiries: Jeev, Jagat, and Ishwar, and the relation between Ishwar and Jeev, and that Paramatman. So 4, 5 topics are there. The major topics: Jeev, Jagat, and the Ishwar, Paramatma Tattva, and the relation between Ishwar and Jeev or Paramatma Tattva or Jeev. So these things are described in Upanishads. Now in this chapter, Lord will describe first shloka only. He will start describing about the sansar tree, as a word tree, or the sansar vriksha. So it is inverse tree. So usually in tree, what happens? The roots are below and the branches are above. But this tree is something which is very strange. We cannot even imagine how this tree look like. So we will see in verse. We will start today's first shloka. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā ath pancadashodhyāyah. Shri Bhagavanuvacha. Urdhvamūlamadhah shākham ashvatham prahuravyayam. Chandamsi yasya parnāni yastam veda savedavid. So now Lord is telling Urdhvamulam. He is just telling about the samsar vriksha. Now the samsar vriksha is opposite to the real vriksha. So in real tree, this tree has branches above and roots below. But this sansar tree is just a pratibimb or the reflection of the real tree. So in Dakshin, like we have a stotra written by Shankaracharya ji. We know the Shankaracharya ji is the founder of Advaita Vedanta. So he has written so many stotras, so many commentaries. Even he has written the commentary on Bhagavad Gita that is called Geeta Bhashyam. So he has described very nicely Vishwam. Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari tulyan nijantargatam pashyannatmani mayaya bahirivod bhutam yada nidraya yat sakshat kurute prabodha samaye swatmaname vadvayam tasmai shri guru murtaye namah idam shri dakshina murtaye Shri Dakshina Murtaye. So what he describes is this Vishwam Darpan Drishyaman. So this the Vishwa is like a in Darpan, in mirror, when we have reflection of something. So this reflection is just opposite to the real bimb, the reality, the real vastu or vishay or the object. If the object is in front of mirror, then in mirror it will look like just opposite. So this Vishwa is also like a thing, something, some object which is reflecting in the mirror. So it is just opposite. So in here, in this shloka, the first shloka of Bhagavad Gita, Urdhva Mula Madha Shakham. Urdhva Moolam Adha Shakham. It has its Moolam. Moolam means roots. Urdhva. Urdhli means above. Then Urdhva Moolam Adha Shakham. Adha means below. So it has its branches below. Now branches are going below, downwards. And the mool is above. Now Urdhva Moolam Adha Shakham Ashwatham Prahu Avyayam. Now what is the meaning of Urdhvam? So in Sanskrit we don't have, or we will not just take literal meaning of this Urdhvam. One meaning, that literal meaning is urdhvam, is above. So we can just compare this the vriksha with our body also. In our body, mind is above, it is upward, like. And in our mind only we have three nadis, three pulses, the ingla, mingla and the sushumna pulses are there. Then in this sushumna pulse, which begins in our mind and forehead, and it goes through the our neuron, etc. So this neuron, if this particular sushumna nadi will stop working, the below side, the below portion of our body will also stop working. That is the fact. So now the controller of our body is in our mind, which is above. Similarly, in the vriksha also, in normal tree, if you see the if mool means the roots, if roots will not get nourished by the sunlight or water, air, it will not get proper nourishment, then the whole tree will just destroy, will just be dry after some times. So the controller of this tree is the mool. The mool means the roots. Similarly, in this samsar vriksha also, the controller of this samsar is the Paramatma. That mool means this word mool indicates that Paramatma, urdhva moola. So its Paramatma is urdhva, above. Now urdhva has two meanings, the highness. The urdhva is used here to show the highness of that Paramatma, that is supreme tattva. After knowing that, you don't need to know anything else, because after knowing that, you will become all knower. Yena shrutam shrutam bhavatya matam matam avigyatam vigyatam syat. So after knowing that, whatever is you don't know, it will also become known to you. That is the meaning. So in Chandogya Upanishad, it is described here. So after knowing that Brahman, you will become all knower. That is why it is supreme knowledge, and it is urdhva. It is very high. It is very great knowledge. That so it is the controller of this samsar, the controller of this universe. So whatever is happening in our in this universe, that's why people say it is all happening. Everything is happening with the will of Lord. So we should not get any tension and anxieties in our mind, because everything is happening with the will of the Lord. So ye wahi jo Ram rachi rakha. So whatever is happening, it is all it is pre-planned by the Lord only. Urdhva moola madhashakham. Now the again urdhva doesn't mean the above. Why? Because when we say get high marks, we say, sometimes we ask our kids like get high marks. So we don't say, we don't mean like go to the second floor or third floor to your school building and get marks from there. We just want to say get good marks or great marks, something. So that greatness is showing that urdhva word. Urdhva means greatness of the Lord. Urdhva moola urdhva moolam adhashakham. Now the shakhas, the branches are branches are up downwards. Why? Because if we will follow these branches denotes the samsar. The samsar means all these attachments, the greed, kam, krodh, lobh, moh, mad, matsar, etc. So everything is indicated by the branches. So when we follow these branches, the samsar tree, what happens with us? We will just fail in our goal, because we will, maybe sometimes we will get worldly objects, we will get worldly success, but these success will become like it will have no use, because the real goal is to reach to that Lord. And if we are not getting that Lord, then what we will do with these small success and fame, etc. So if we will follow the branches, we will also go upwards. So urdhva moolam adhashakham ashwatham prahuravyayam. Then ashwatham, the next word he uses ashwatham. Ashwatha has two different meanings again. This shloka has so many meanings, so many interpretations. If you will read different commentaries, you will have different meanings of this shloka. So urdhva moolam adhashakham ashwatham. Next word he is taking ashwatham. Ashwatham has two meanings. One is people tree and another is Shoha na tishtati, ashwatha, which will not remain or which will not be there in future or tomorrow. It will destroy tomorrow, that is ashwatha. So first meaning we will take first people tree. So why Lord is like telling this samsara is like a people tree? Because usually in Hindu scriptures, in our scriptures or in our tradition, we used to follow this tradition that we should worship the people tree. So in Tulsi tree, people tree, some trees are there, sacred trees. So we just worship those trees. So this samsar is also like a people tree, and we should try to worship that samsar. We should also try to worship the samsar, that is karma yoga, the real karma yoga. We should do karma for the sake of Lord. Just so yetu sarvani karmani mai sanyasya matparaha ananyenaiva yogena. So yetu sarvani karmani, all the karmas, all your actions give in me. So the Lord is saying the same thing, that all the things you do for the sake of Lord. Yatah pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam. So in 18th chapter 46th shloka is there. So Lord is telling like this your karma will become your puja, your worship, when you do your karma for myself, for the Lord. Don't do your karma for worldly desires or worldly attachments. So when we do our karma for the Lord, it will become our worship, it will become our puja, and that is what Lord wants to tell here. Lord wants to give a message to us that we should do our karma for the Lord. So like in Geeta classes, you can see there are so many volunteers are there, like 5,000 volunteers are working with us, and they are working without getting anything. They don't get any money or an appreciation, photo, etc., fame, nothing. They don't get even name. Nobody just go and announce their name on camera, etc. But still they are doing for the Lord, for whom they are doing. So they are spending a lot of time. They are giving their time and dedication, their energy. They spend so many things in Geeta classes, but they don't want anything in return, because they are doing everything for the Lord. So that is their puja. So ashwatham prahuravyam, we should also try to worship this samsara. We should do some seva, we should give some seva, we should help others, the people around us, not with the money only, but whatever you can do according to your strength, according to your capabilities, you should do always. Ashwatham prahu avyayam. Then ashwatham, the another meaning of ashwatham, it will not remain as it is tomorrow, means it will destroy or it will just change. Ashwatham, it will just change. Ashwatham, shoha na tishtati iti ashwatham. So we have like four, so everything in this samsar is destructible. So it will destroy after sometimes. Why are you crying? For what you are crying? It is already, it will just destroy. If you will not destroy, someone else will destroy. But it is like completely, it is like pre-planned. Everything is pre-planned in this universe. So it will destroy, except the Sat, that existence, the supreme tattva, what we are talking in this chapter. So besides that, this supreme tattva, everything else will destroy one day. So we should not have any shock or an anxiety for the worldly things. So these things are not permanent. When we have, like sometimes people like just die, and we start crying for those people. Like Arjuna is not he is not ready to do the yuddha, to do war with with his own family. Why? Because in the yuddha maybe they will die, or he will be killed. So something like he is it is there in his mind. So what Lord is giving him, the message Lord is giving him, what he is trying to convey him, like you should not grieve, you should not have this feeling that they will die or I will die, because it is pre-planned. This yuddha will happen, it will be done, the battle field is like ready, and this war will happen. If you will not do, someone else will do. Everything will be done, but you can become a nimitta. So what is there, like we should not have the anxiety etc for the worldly things, but we should try to do our karma, whatever comes with, in front of us for our as our duty. So we should always try to follow our responsibilities and our duty. That is the thing what we should do in our life as a human being, and that will lead us to the success of this life. ऊर्ध्वमूलम् अधः शाखम् अश्वत्थं प्राहुः अव्ययं लव अव्ययम्. Avyayam means it is like a continuous process. The samsar is a continuous process. Samsarati iti samsaraha. Like it will go on as it is. So every time there will be new kalpa, new people will come, and we will die. Again we will come, again we will die. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare shayanam. So like this, the samsar will come again and again. So we have 4 yugas: Satyug, Treta Yug, Dwapar Yug, and Kali Yug. The 4 yugas are there, and after each yuga, after 4 yugas, like this is one Chatur Yug completes. So one Chatur Yug has 4 yugas. Now 1000 Chatur yugas will complete, then it will become one kalpa. So one kalpa is equal to the 1000 Chatur yugas, means 4000 yugas. So we will have 1000 Kalyug, 1000 Treta, 1000 Dwapar, and the Satyug. So like this we have one kalpa, and one kalpa is equal to the 1 day of Brahma, not night. It is day. Brahma. So we have Brahma like one, we have Hiranyagarbha Brahma. So who is the creator of this whole Srishti, whole universe. So that one kalpa will complete. So after one kalpa, we will have pralay or dissolution. So that is called naimittik pralay. In naimittik pralay, all 3 lokas will destroy. So it also shows that the samsara is destructible. It is just going to destroy one day after completing this kalpa. And in each yuga, the whole Mahabharata, it repeats. The whole Ramayana repeats. So everything, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and whatever we are learning, whatever is happening, it happened before many times. We don't know how many times. So that who knows everything? So Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna tanyaham veda sarvani natvam vetha parantapa. I know so the Lord is saying in 7th chapter, he will say, like I know about the future, the bhutkal, the past and the present, but you don't know. We don't know. We have limited mind, limited memory, but he knows everything. In 4th chapter also he said, and in 7th chapter also he mentions. So the Lord is the person, Lord is the entity who knows everything, but we don't know about this. So everything is just repeating. We are just a players, we are just a roles. We have received the different roles. Now we have to play our role, and that is all the life philosophy is. So we have to do our karma, whatever is coming. That is our duty, and as our duty, we have to follow. Avyaya means it is continuous process. Samyak sarati iti samsaraha. Avyaya, then ऊर्ध्वमूलम् अधःशाखम् अश्वत्थं प्राहुरव्ययम् छन्दांसि यस्य पर्णानि. It's like it has leaves as छन्दांसि, the Vedas. Vedas are its leaves. Now leaves, what leaves do, like they just protect the whole tree. Similarly, the Vedas will also protect your samsara. In Vedas, we have 80,000 hymns for the samsaric, like if we have desires towards the samsaric desires, mundane desires, to fulfill those desires, we have 80,000 hymns. Then we have 20,000 hymns for the spiritual, like to get progress in spiritual life. So we have pravritti lakshan dharma, nivritti lakshan dharma. In pravritti lakshan dharma, like if we want to get progress in our samsaric life, in our mundane life, then we have to follow those hints, and then we have the spiritual life follow also. So these types of mantras are there in scriptures. So whatever you will follow, if you will follow the scriptures as it is, whatever written in the scriptures, yashastra vidhimusrajya वर्तते कामकारतः न स सिद्धिमवाप्नोति न सुखं न परांगतिं तस्मात् शास्त्रं प्रमाणन्ते कार्याकारव्यवस्थितौ तस्मात् शास्त्रं. Like therefore you should follow the shastras. In 16th chapter we will see. So Lord is declaring that you should follow the shastras always. So this if you will follow the shastras in our life, then our life will become beautiful, our physical life as well as our spiritual life. With chandamsi yasya parnani yastam veda sa vedavid yahatam veda. The person who knows that veda, the samsara, that person will know Vedas. That person will become the knower of the Vedas. Api vyapakatvathi tatva prayogat swatas siddha bhavad adanyashrayatvat जगत्तुच्छमित समस्तं तनन्यत् तदेको वशिष्ठ शिवः केवलोऽहम्. The person who knows the samsara as it is destructible, it is avyaya, it is changeable, it will not remain as it is. So we will not run behind the samsara and we will become like detached with the samsara. And when we know the as it is rupa, sarupa of samsara, then we can just get rid of this samsara and we can go in right path. So that's why Lord is saying the person who knows this samsara tree as it is, all the qualities about samsara tree, that it has so many sorrows, it is painful, it will never give you joy, the real happiness, the permanent happiness. When you know about all these things about the samsara, then you will become Vedavit, means you will become most intelligent person, or we can say the spiritual person on this earth. Adhaschordhvam prasitastasya shakha gura pravriddha vishaya pravala adhascha mulani anusantatani karmanubandhini manushya loke. So now he will describe about the branches. He will describe about the samsara. So in Bhagavad-Gītā or in Sankhya philosophy, Advait philosophy, we have 6 philosophical schools. In all these philosophical schools, we accept this thing that there is gunas, the concept of 3 gunas, Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. You may have heard about these 3 gunas, Sattva, Raj and Tam. So these branches or this samsara is nourished by these 3 gunas only. Adhascha urdhvam prasritastasya shakhaha. It has its branches spread in all the directions, above and the adha means upwards, and downwards, adha means downwards, urdhvam means upwards. So in all the directions it has its branches. Adhascha urdhvam prasritastasya shakhaha gura pravriddha, and these shakhaha, these branches are nourished by the gura, 3 gunas, Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasic. Now we will see little bit about the Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. So Sattvic guna denotes the goodness. So we can just translate this Sattva guna as goodness. The Rajogun belongs to the attachments and desires, etc. So Rajo ragatmakam vidhi Trishna Sangha Samudbhavam. When we have so many desires, we want to become more powerful, we want more and more and more. So greed will increase. That is our Rajogun. And then the Tamogun. Tamastvagyānajam vidhi mohanam sarvadehinam. Tamastu agyanajam. It is ignorance, complete ignorance is called Tamogun. So when we follow Sattvic branches like Satogun, so Sattvic branches are like Nitya Naimittik Karma, we have discussed in previous session. So when we follow the nitya naimittik karma, all the sattvic karmas, we will see in sattvic karmas in 17th chapter, in 14th chapter in detail. In Bhagavad Gita, everything is there. So we will discuss about all these sattvic, rasic, tamasic gunas. So if we follow sattvic gunas, we will go upwards. If we follow the rajasic gunas, we will go in middle, like urdhvam gacchanti sattvastha, madhye tishtanti rajasaha, jaganya guna vrittistha, adho gacchanti tamasaha. And if we will follow the tamasic gunas, we will go downwards. That is the meaning. So the guna pravriddha vishaya pravalaha. So this samsara is nourished by these three gunas, and three gunas will bind us with the samsara. We have to become trigunatit, like free from these three gunas. First, we have to become sattvic. Then slowly we can just remove or just leave this sattvic guna also, or we can become trigunatit. So Guda pravriddha vishaya pravalaha. It has its births as vishaya pravala, the worldly objects, different types of objects in our in this samsara is its births. Vishaya pravalaha adhascha mulani santatani karmanubandhini manushya loke. Now again we have another theory, like it is karma theory. So karma theory, we are well aware with this word of karma theory, but it is very deep. In Mimamsa especially, the Mimamsa in 6 philosophical school, the Mimamsak and the Sankhya yogi, the Sankhya, the two philosophical schools don't believe in God. They don't believe that there is any God, etc. Therefore are accepting that there is God. But the Mimamsa and Sankhya, these two don't believe in God. Now the Mimamsa, what if God is not there? Then who controls everything? The earth is rotating in a same frequency, and the sun and the moon, everything is rotating in the same frequency. Everything is happening in a particular manner. Now who is the controller of everything? So according to them, there is karma which controls everything. So how so whatever karma we do, accordingly we will get the consequences of those karmas. So whatever is happening with us, everything is happening because of our previous karma. So karma anubandhini manushya loke. Why we are bind with this samsara? Why we are here in this samsara? Because we have done some previous karmas, and out of these karmas we have got this we have received this human being to get the consequences of those karmas. So according to those karmas only, like we have received the different human beings, different bodies. Karma anubandhini manushya loke narupamasyeha tathopalabhyate nanto na chadir na cha sampratishtha ashwathaminam suvirudhamulam asanga shastrena dridhena chitva. So this samsara has no form. Now Lord has described about the branches. Now he is telling about the swarupa, how it looks like how is this swarupa of the samsara. So the samsara has no form. Na rupam asyeha. So it has no form. Then narupamasyeha tathopalabhyate, no color, and nanto na antaha, no end. Nanto na chadihi na adihi. Adihi means the origin. It has no origin or no beginning point. So you cannot say the particular time when this word came in the existence, because we don't know when this word has created by someone, or the Brahma has created this word, when he has created and when he destroys. We don't know all these things. So nanto nachadir, it has no beginning point, it has no ending point, because it is avyaya, it is continuous process. It will just destroy, and again it will be made by Brahma, again it will destroy. Then one day Brahma will also destroy, the another Brahma will come, he will just create new world, new universe. The same Mahabharata, the same Ramayana, the same coronavirus may become in each kalpa. So everything will happen again and again. So it has no origin, no ending point. Nanto na chadir na cha sampratishtha. Then it has no resting point also. Some things have some resting point, but it is continuous process, like some sarati iti samsara. It is just going on. It is a flow. Nanto na chadir na cha sampratishtha. Ashvathaminam suvirudhamulam. Ashwatham enam. Ashwatha, this people tree or the samsar tree, is very deep rooted. It is very strong. It has very strong roots. So now we sometimes we face so many difficulties in this samsara. So many unfavorable situations are coming. School, college, job, family, different things are there, and then coronavirus is also coming. So different circumstances are there. Now how to face all these circumstances? This samsara is very painful. Sometimes I feel that is true. The samsara is really painful and it has sorrows. Sometimes we feel happiness, the joy. So this joy comes from the Paramatma, which is the controller of this samsara. So if we get the Paramatma, complete Paramatma without samsara, then we will become like ever happiest person. We will have the ultimate happiness. Then it will not have any end. Now in this samsara, sometimes for some days, 4 din ki chandni, fir andheri raat. For some days we get some happiness. Okay, now everything is stable. But after some days, again the things are coming. Again the situations starts like coming unfavorable and undesirable. So we don't want. Everything again will start. So for sometimes we get some enjoyment, some joy, but after sometimes it will just fade. So the samsara has its nature like this. The nature of the samsara is sorrowful only. It has dukkhamayatvat. It is sorrowful. It is painful. Now how to get rid of this samsara? We know the reality. This samsara has no sara. It has no essence. It has no happiness. It is only the maya, the shakti of Paramatma. And Paramatma has only anand, only the happiness, what we want in reality. So everyone, if you think like you all are there here on Zoom, each and every person can think what you want in reality. And if you think if you go in deep, you will feel that everyone, each and every person, not even human beings but the animals also, everyone wants happiness, the peace of mind, the continuous happiness. We want money for what? To buy some products, to buy some new gadgets, to buy some new house, etc. And why we want to buy those things? Because we will get some ease we will get in our life because of these gadgets. Then what happens? The happiness will come in our mind, the peace. We want sometimes kid. Why we want kid? Because we will get happiness. So everyone wants happiness only. We love someone. Why we love someone? Because we like to love that person. And what we get? So out of this love, we get happiness. So the ultimate goal of the all these person is the love or is the happiness only. So everything, if we want for happiness, so why we don't want happiness only? And what is the bliss, the ultimate bliss or happiness is that Lord. Now we know the reality that is called Vivek Gyan. And in Sankhya, first we have to know the Vivek Gyan, then we can get that Purusha, Param Purusha. So if we know the Vivek Gyan, the word has no essence, and this Paramatma is the reality, the real bliss, the real happiness, and we want that happiness. Then how to get rid of this samsara? The question arises here. Or all the Rishi Munis, all the Sant, all the sages, all the sannyasins, all the karma yogi, bhakti yogi, devotees, all are putting efforts to get that Paramatman, to get that ultimate happiness, permanent happiness. They don't want to face these worldly problems again and again. They just want to get free from these worldly things, and they want to become like they want to get permanent happiness. Now we know these two things. the question comes, how to get rid of this samsara. न रूपमस्येह तथोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादिर्न च सम्प्रतिष्ठा अश्वत्थमेनं सुविरूढमूलम्. And it is very difficult. It is very deep rooted, so we cannot just avoid this samsara. We have to born again because we have done some karma. And when we are in this world also, sometimes you see, we want to do good things, we don't want to follow wrong things, but still something is there, some force is there which is just trying to push us to do something wrong, or sometimes to not do something good. We know exactly what is good and what is wrong, but still we do mistakes. We knowingly, we sometimes do mistakes. So the samsara is very deep rooted. Mama maya duratyaya. So Lord has told in 7th chapter, this maya is very difficult to cross. But the people who just worship me, I just help them to cross this ocean. So the fourth the charan, nanto na chadir na cha sampratishtha ashwatthamenam suvirudha moolam asanga shastrena didhina chitva. The answer comes here. Asanga shastrena. Asanga means the acts of detachment, vairagya. So the whole concept about this maya and about this samsara, how can we just cut off this samsara? So there is only one way to cutting off this samsara, that is the detachment. So when we get detachment in our life, we can easily cut off this samsara tree. So to getting free, if you want to free from this samsara, we just have to follow the vairagya. Asanga shastrena didhina chitva. So in 6th chapter also Lord has said, asamshayam mahabaho manodurnigrahanchalam vai abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. But like cutting off this samsara or the controlling our mind is very difficult, but it is possible with the samsara, with the abhyas and vairagya. If we do practice and we have vairagya, the same thing Lord is stating here also. Asanga shastrena dridhena chitva. We have to cut off this samsara with the acts of detachment. So what all we need is vairagya. After okay, I got the vairagya. What is vairagya? I know, and I have received this vairagya. Now, after getting this vairagya, what I have to do? In next verse, he will describe tataf padantat parimargitavyam yasmin gatana nivartanti bhuyaha tamiva chadyam purusham prapadye yataf pravrittif prasrita purani. So after getting detached from this samsara, now I have cut off this tree. So we have a pot. In pot there was a tree, there was a plant. I have cut off that plant. Now it is empty. So sometimes maybe unwanted plant will come in this pot, because it is free now, it has mud etc, but it has no plant. So we have to give some plant here. So what we have to do now, after getting detached from this samsara, tataf padantat parimargitavyam, we have to seek refuge in the param tattva. That param tattva, how it is? So after going there, no one will return to this samsara again. Yasmin gata na nivartanti bhuyaha. After getting there to that place, the person will not return again. Never tanti bhuya. And that's what we want. We just want to get rid of this samsara, because we don't want to come again in this samsara, again the body, again the same problems, the same like diseases we have to face. So we just want to escape everything. That's what we want. So Lord is saying, Ayasmin Gata, after going there, you will not get rebirth, because you will get constant happiness there. Yasmin Gata na nivartanti bhuyaha तमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये यतः प्रवृत्तिः prasrita purani. So what we have to do, we should always try to follow that person only. That person will just get my dham, and he after getting the liberation, he will become free from this birth and the cycle of birth and death. And the person, the yata pravritti prastha purani, like the person from whom this entire universe has streamed forth, so that person we should always try to follow. And after getting that dhamma, or the people who really have received that brahma jnana, how they become nirman moha jit sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivratta kamaha dvandvair vimukta sukha dukha sandyair gacchantya padamavyayanta. So after getting the knowledge of Brahman, how they will become nirman moha, they will become free from man and moh. Man, like this pride, and moh, the dissolution. So like pride, even the people who have registered on the particular app, the Narendra Modi app, something. So sometimes what happened in beginning, like he gives wishes, birthday wishes to everyone. So the person who was not aware with this thing, that this is common message, who everyone received the same message. So once he received that message from that app, the birthday wishes from Narendra Modi ji, he just put the status, the WhatsApp and Facebook and the Instagram, everywhere. I have received wishes from Narendra Modi ji. PM has given wishes, birthday wishes. So now he felt that pride he was feeling. So that is man. But after knowing the reality that it is computerized message and everyone receives the same message, after knowing this reality, now see the word reality, he just becomes, oh, it is common message, why I'm feeling so proudy or etc. So what happens when we know the reality, the real, what is the reality behind the things? We same things about the samsara is like, if we know the reality is that Brahman, the true happiness is that Brahman, and once we know that Brahman, we will become the same. Like it is like common thing. The worldly objects or the worldly success are just like a Narendra Modi message, the common message given to everyone. The same is like the worldly success and the worldly objects we are getting, worldly things in our life. So once we know the reality, the person will become nirman moha. Then he will not have this pride because he knows that it is common. Nirman moha jita sanga dosha. Then jita sanga dosha, he will have control over his attachments, control over his mind. So he will not get attached with everything. Sometimes the people, especially for ladies, they see refrigerator or new design is there. Now I want this refrigerator. Now I want this this AC or this thing. So these things are coming in our mind. So this is called our detachment, attachment with the samsaric things, the mundane objects. So the person will not get these attachment in the samsara because he knows the reality. It is destructible. If you will purchase this new design or old design, everything after sometimes it will become old, and after sometimes it will just destroy. So it has no essence. Nirman moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivratta kamaha. And he becomes absorbed in the adhyatma, in the self. So he is always in his mind, there is concept about the self. Sometimes we just understand the interpretation session. In interpretation session, now we are thinking about the Lord, the great Lord, and he is everything. Now I also have to follow these things, but for some moments these thoughts come. That is called shift avastha of our chitta. So we have four avasthas of our chittas. So 5 avasthas, sorry, 5 stages of our chittas according to Yoga Shastra. So that is called chitta or vikshipt. Sometimes we are focused on our spiritual life. Sometimes we just forget spiritual life. Now I have to achieve this goal, go run behind this goal. So it happens everyone, with everyone, but these people are so much concentrated in the adhyatmic knowledge, in the spiritual knowledge, adhyatma nitya. They have constant concentration on the spiritual knowledge, in the spiritual knowledge. Adhyatma nitya vinivratta kamaha, and they are free from the kam. The kam means the desires. They don't have any desire. They are free from the desires. Vinivratta kamaha dvandvair vimukta, then they are free from the dvandva also, the opposites like sukh dukh, the pleasure and pain, and sometimes man and apman, the honor or dishonor. So in all the situations they are same, they are equanimous to the all the situations. Vinivratta kama dvandvair vimukta, vinivratta kama narupam. Okay. Adhya nirman mohajit sanga dosha, adhyatma nitya vinivratta kama, dvandvair vimukta sukha dukha sanyair gacchantya mudha padamavyayantad. And this person just goes to the padam avyayam tat. That avyayam, like it will not destroy anytime, it will remain as it is forever. So that person will get that dhamma. Gachanti so amudhaha, vimudhaha and amudhaha. So that person is amudhaha, and that person will get that dhamma. Gacchantya mudha padamavyayantad. Na tad bhasayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha, yadgatva na nivartante tadhama paramam mama. So natad bhasayate, and now the Lord will describe about that dhamma which will be received by the person who has the knowledge of Brahman. So this person will become nirmana moha like this. And now how is what is the nature of that particular dhamma? Natad bhasayate suryo. So this dhamma is such chit swarupa. It has this swarupa of light. Natad bhasayate, and it is light, it is the main source of light. So that natad bhasayate. So the surya, we have main sources of light is surya, moon, the sun, moon, and the fire. Both the all three. The natad bhasayate suryaha, na shashankaha, shashankaha means moon, na pavakaha, pavakaha means fire. So all these three elements cannot just enlight the place, enlight that particular place, the dhamma. So natad bhasayati suryo na shashanko na pavakaha, yadgatva na nivartante. Yadgatva, after like going there, going there is no return. Yadgatva na nivartante, these people will not come again. Nanivartante tadhama paramam mama, that is my own dhamma. This is dhamma of Lord, the dhamma of Paramatma. Mamaivaamsho jiva loke jiva bhutas sanatanaha manashashthani indriyani prakritisthani karshati. Mamaivaamsho jiva loke. So Mamaivansho, now he is telling about the Amsha and Anshi Bhava. So we are, as a Jivatma, we are the Jivatma, and the Paramatma is the real, like the Paramatma. So we are the just a Ansh of that Paramatma only. So we have an ocean, we have taken some water from this ocean. So this water is the amsh of that ocean also only. So this water in a pot we have taken from the ocean is a ansh of that ocean only. So similarly, the Jivatma is also a part of that Paramatma only. So Mamai Vamsho, after going that Dhamma, like the water of pot will mix with the ocean. So it will become one with the ocean. Similarly, the person like who will just go in that dhama, then this person will also become one with the Paramatman. So in many times we have listened, Aham Brahmasmi, I am that Brahman, or Tattvamasi, you are also the same Brahman. Why the Upanishad say this Vakyam, why the Vedas utter this sentence again? Because this is the reality. After going there, we will become one with that Paramatman only. We will just mix ourselves, our Atma with the Paramatma. Mamaivaamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha manashashthani indriyani prakritisthani karshati. Now manashashthani indriyani, we have five indriyas. Then these five indriya sense organs with the manashashthani indriyani prakritisthani karshati. So all this jivatma just attract all these five elements, the five sense organs and the mana. Shariram yadavapnoti yachapyutkramatiishvaraha grahit vaitani sanyati vayurgandhani vashayat. Shariram yadavapnoti. Now we have two possibilities. The most common question what everyone thinks sometimes in their life. So everyone has this question: after death, what will happen with me? So there are two chances, or we can say two possibilities. So one is we will get rebirth. Again, we will get new body, new yoni. And second is we will get moksha. If we will get rebirth, not immediately, we will not get like today I die, and next day I will get new birth. It will not going to have it is not happens in this way. It will happen like after some days you have to live in the Swargaloka or Narkaloka according to your karma. Then after that we will get new birth. So the rebirth, we have one option, and the second is the people who have who know about the Paramatma, the Brahman, and they will become Nirmana Moha Jita Sangha Dosha. These will not return to this world. So that is called liberation. So they will get liberated, they will get moksha. That is another thing. So if we will get new birth, what is the process? How we will get new birth and what will happen with us? So shariram yadavapnoti yachapyutkramatiishvaraha grahit vaitani sanyati vayurgandhani vashayat. So after in this, from this body to the another body, when this jivatma goes from one body to another body, it just carries so many memories as the samskara or tendencies, in the form of tendencies. All the memories will also go from one life to another life. That is called current sharira, or the embodied jivatma, the atma will carry all these things. So how it will carry? So vayurgandha nivashayat, like the air just bring the fragrance from one place to another place. Similarly, this current sharira or this jivatma will bring all these tendencies, the deep rooted habits of ourselves will it will just carry take the all these things, all these habits from one life to another life. That's why it happens like sometimes in Bhagavad Gita classes we have seen many times these 5 years old child or the 4-year-old child is singing Bhagavad, all the 700 shlokas with influency, and he never even read Bhagavad Gita before in this life. So how they know about this Bhagavad Gita? Maybe they have learned the Bhagavad Gita in their previous life. So all the spiritual knowledge, not physical knowledge. If you have learned the chemistry, physics, maths, it will not you will not, the jivatma will not carry all these chemistry, math through the next birth. But all the spiritual knowledge, sometimes even physical also, we have so many scenarios around us. So but the spiritual knowledge will be taken from this life to the another life. So purvabhyasena tenaiva hriyate havashopi saha. In 6th chapter, Arjuna will ask, if Lord, if the people, the yogis are practicing, they are doing yoga sadhana, meditation and all, but in between they will, if they will die, what will happen? They will not get liberation because they haven't completed their journey of yoga. Then what will happen with them? So kachinno bhaya vibhrashtash chinna bhava nashati apratishto mahabaho. So like this he asks about this question, like what will happen with them. So Lord will tell, partha naiveha namutra vinashastasya vidyate nahi kalyana krit kaschid durgatin tata gacchati. So this person will not get durgati, this person will not destroy, he will get rebirth. And then he just describes about purvabhyasena tenaiva. Then before whatever sadhana he has done, he has to like start his sadhana from that point only, where he just left. So like this it happens. So vayur gandha nivashaya. Similarly, the jivatma, when this jivatma goes from one body to another body, this jivatma will carry all these tendencies, all our deep rooted habits, all our sadhana from one body to another body, as the vayu, the air, carries the fragrance from one place to another. श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शनं च रसनं घ्राणमेव च अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायं विषयानुपसेवते. Shrotrang Chakshulam, what are these 5 sense organs we have described in previous shlokas? Ek manas shasthani indriyani manha, and 5 indriyas. So what are these 5 indriyas? So Shrotrang means your ears. Shrotrang Chakshu means your eyes. Shrotrang Chakshu Sparshanam skin. Sparshanam cha Rasanang is tongue. Rasanang ghranameva cha. Ghran means your nose or the indriya. You get fragrance from your nose. Shrotrang Chakshu cha Rasanang ghranameva cha adhisthaya manaschayam vishaya nupasevate. So all these 5 indriyas, with the help of these 5 indriyas, these jivatma, with the help of mind also, when sometimes what happens, your mind, so if your mind will combine with your indriya, then only you will be able to get the you will be able to feel the object. Sometimes something is some person is sitting in front of you, or some object is there in front of you, but you cannot see that person. Your eyes are open, but you are not seeing this thing. Some person has asked, what was there 5 minutes before in front of you? You don't remember, because your eyes were open, but still you were not there, means your mind was not there with your mind, with your eyes. So when adhisthaya, like if the mind is with your indriya, then your indriya will get that object. Adhisthaya manaschayam vishayanupasevate. Then only we will just enjoy these objects with the help of mind and the 5 indriyas. So these 5 indriyas, and who just enjoy all these objects, the worldly objects. So in next shloka he will tell, utkramantam sthitam vapi bhunjanam va gunanvitam vimudhananupashyanti pashyanti jnana chakshushaha. So utkramantam, when the atma departs from the body, utkramantam sthitam, when the jivatma lives in the body, sthitam vapi bhunjanam, when the atma enjoys the worldly objects, not worldly, all the spiritual objects or worldly objects jivatma enjoys. उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितं वापि भुञ्जानं वा गुणान्वितं विमूढानानुपश्यन्ति. The people who are ignorant, vimudha na anupashyanti, they don't behold the reality. They think that my body is getting pain, my body is getting pleasure, and the body is the body will die, or the body will get new birth. So they think in this way, but our body will not get new birth, it will not die because it has no consciousness. The real consciousness is our Jivatma. So the Jivatma only the entity is like which departs from the body, which lives in the body, which enjoy everything. So but this thing can be seen by the yogis only, the people who possess the eye of knowledge, like jnana chakshusha, the eye of knowledge, who know this, who have this knowledge of Brahman, who have the knowledge of reality, who know about this truth. They only know about that. Okay, this body is not a real thing. The Atma is the real thing. So like we have completed our 10 shlokas. In these 10 shlokas, next time we will see another 10 shlokas. So completely we have 20 shlokas in this chapter. Now we will have question answer session about this chapter, or about anything related with your life, or related with your like other you have some thoughts, different thoughts in your mind. So you can ask. We will have Ashu Bhaiya very soon here with us. So we will discuss about the questions, question answer session we will have. Now, like when he will come, till that we will just complete our Sankirtana. Just remember the have the picture of Lord Shri Krishna in your mind, because we are learning Geeta, and Geeta is the song sung by Lord Shri Krishna. So when we are singing the song, just try to feel that song, even though we don't know about the meaning. Nobody knows the meaning. The people who have reached to that goal, only these people know the meaning. We are just trying to become like that. Slowly we will become like that. We are just discussing here in this session. In our classes we are trying to learn the pure pronunciation with the anuswara, like visarga, every rule we are learning. Why we are learning these rules? Because so many people like ask this question, and Ashu Bhaiya, Swamiji, they give the answer. I have heard many times their answers. So why we are learning with complete rules? Why we are following these anuswara rules? We are following the visarga rules. We have aghat niyam. Why we are following these rules? Because when we try to follow these rules, these particular Sanskrit shlokas in a particular manner, when we are trying to read, our shraddha, our devotion will increase. Because as we just try to get the meaning of these rules, as we just practice in our life daily, we just chant one chapter or two chapters, some people 6 chapters, some all 18 chapters. When they read daily, when they chant daily, they do practice, so they they are in contact with the Bhagavad Gita. And when they just remind, then they just memorize the photo of Bhagavad Gita, the photo of that book, the picture of that book only, the Bhagavad Gita, they get some punya, they get some like peace of mind. After 1 2 3 levels, you will also feel that peace, that happiness you will get from the Bhagavad Gita, when you only just try to remember the name of Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavad Gita, the Gita, the song sung by the Lord Bhagwan के द्वारा गाया गया गीत. So when we have this thing in our mind, and in our classes also, we should try to learn Gita. When our trainer is teaching, we should try to keep his picture in our mind. And then you will not have any noise, you will not feel the noise. Like people complain in the classes, there is so much noise, and why you are doing group anupathan and all, just try to unmute one by one. So why we are doing these complaints? Because we are not concentrating on Bhagavad Gita, we are not concentrating on the name of Bhagavad Gita, on Paramatma, on Lord Shri Krishna, the picture. The Arjuna is like Shishyaste ham shadi mam tam prapannam. Oh Shri Krishna, give me gyan of Bhagavad Gita. So he is just trying to become Jigyasu Bhakta, devotee, and the Lord is telling all the Upadesha. He is preaching in front of Arjuna. So similarly, we just need to become Arjuna without having any complaints, without having any problem. We are just here sitting in front of Zoom, in front of our trainer, to learn the correct pronunciation of Bhagavad Gita. Just try to remember the Lord, and you will get the all the knowledge. You will like it is not necessary to attend all the sessions. All like attending sessions is necessary, but not like it is not necessary to read all the Vedas, all the Puranas, all the Mahabharat, Ramayana, whatever is written in Mahabharat, Ramayana. Everything you will get by like it will come as without doing anything, without putting any efforts. Like Kabir Das was there, Mirabai was there. They were not going to any school, any pathshala, any college where they were just reading about these books, Ved Puran and all, but they knew all the knowledge about the Vedas, or they had everything, every sutra principle of Vedantas in their mind. Why? Because they were just doing bhakti, they were just doing devotion, they are just following the path of devotion, with the devotion, with their like with dedication they were doing this thing. So they were able to get that knowledge without doing anything, without putting any effort. So we can also get all the knowledge. Don't worry about the knowledge, about the meaning of Bhagavad Gita. Just try to do meditation of Bhagavad Gita. Whole 40 minutes you have to devote with the dedication for the Bhagavad Gita class. Just have the picture of Lord Shri Krishna, of Shri Arjuna in your mind, and the name of holy book Bhagavad Gita in your mind, and just start Sankirtana. And tomorrow onwards we will try to follow this practice in our classes also. So like full 40 minutes we have to keep this picture, the name, the Lord Shri Krishna in our mind, and we will attend the class. Hari Sharanam, 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 Hari Sharanam. Thank you, Shashi Didi.
I take the privilege now for the question answer session to invite respected Ashubhaiya. Shubhra ji. Shubhra ji, please ask your question.
Jai Shri Krishna. Happy Teacher's Day. I have two questions. And my first question is, why Pushpika is important after we complete Adhyay?
See, Vedavyas Bhagavan did this holy blessings on us by creating Pushpikas. when we say Om Tat Sat Iti Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā and all, then if we did make any mistakes during pronunciation or we were skipped some shlokas or something, so we don't get any sin for that. We don't get any dosh for that. That is the Pushpika effect for that. So whatever mistakes we do, it is done, it is covered by Om Tat, that's Supreme God himself. Okay.
And Kavita ma'am, can you please repeat name of 3 pulses in our body?
Pingla, Pingla, Sushumna.
Yes. Pingla, Pingla, and Sushumna.
Thank you.
Dr. Vineet Kumar ji.
जय श्री कृष्णा सुबह। मैं थोड़ा विषयांतर कर रहा हूँ। मेरे मन में बहुत डाउट क्वेश्चन है, क्योंकि श्री राम भगवान ने जानकी माता को गर्भावस्था में त्याग क्यों किया, वो भी किसी और के ओवर हेयर कर, ये मेरे माइंड में बहुत इंस्टेट कर रहा है। इसको आप कैसे जस्टिफाई करेंगे?
ये बहुत सामान्य प्रश्न है और हजारों बार पूछा जाता है, मुझसे भी बहुत बार पूछा गया है। देखिए, इसकी 2-3 धारणाएं हैं। एक तो ये कि जब भी हम किसी घटना का, ऐतिहासिक घटना का विश्लेषण करें, तो हमको उस काल के परिप्रेक्ष्य में करना पड़ता है। उस काल के क्या नियम हैं, उस काल की क्या परंपराएं हैं, उस काल की क्या मान्यताएं हैं। आज हम जो कुछ करते हैं, हो सकता है 100 साल बाद बड़ा एब्सर्ड लगे, बड़ा अजीब सा लगे कि ये कैसे किया जाता था। 100 साल पहले की बात और आज में ऐसी कई घटनाएं आपको मिलेंगी कि ये कैसे करते थे लोग, ये कैसे सोचते थे लोग, लेकिन वो होता था। ऐसे ही बहुत सारी बातें उस काल में सामान्य होती हैं, लेकिन बाद के काल में मान्यताएं बदल जाने से वो अलग लगने लगती है। जब भगवान श्री राम, आप कल्पना कीजिएगा भगवान श्री राम का माता जानकी के प्रति प्रेम कितना होगा। आप आज के समय में कल्पना करिए, अगर हम में से किसी की पत्नी का अपहरण हो जाए और हम जंगल में हैं, क्या हम में से कोई 2000 किलोमीटर दूर पैदल चलता हुआ, जब कोई जीपीएस भी नहीं है, कोई हमारे पास सिस्टम भी नहीं है, और उस समय में 2000 किलोमीटर दूर बिना किसी सेना के, केवल वानरों की, ये तमिल आर्मीज की मदद से, हाँ, उस शक्तिशाली रावण को ढूंढ कर उस पर हमला करके जानकी जी को छुड़ाने का प्रयास करेगा? क्या हम में से कोई इतना एफर्ट करेगा? भगवान श्री राम का कितना प्रेम है, ये खाली इस बात से पता लगता है। लेकिन उसके बाद भी भगवान श्री राम राजधर्म को सबसे उत्तम मानते हैं। हमने भगवान श्री राम को हमेशा मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम कहा। क्यों कहा? हजारों सालों के संतों में, महापुरुषों ने, किसी ने इस मान्यता को बदला नहीं, सबने इस मान्यता को और पुष्ट किया। क्योंकि भगवान श्री राम ने मर्यादा का जो उदाहरण हमारे सामने रखा, वो अप्रतिम है, अनकंपेरेबल है। इसके अलावा इतना कठोर अपने ऊपर नियंत्रण रख के धर्म के लिए त्याग करना भगवान श्री राम के समान अन्य उदाहरण मुश्किल है। और ऐसी जिस 2000 किलोमीटर दूर पैदल चलकर जिस माता जानकी को छुड़ाकर उस भीषण रावण की कैद से लेकर आए भगवान, उसको भी राजधर्म के कारण भगवान ने परित्याग किया है। क्योंकि वो राजा पहले है, पति बाद में है। वो एक उनकी पत्नी की जो जिम्मेवारी है वो एक है, लेकिन उनके पास जो उनके पूरे राज्य की जिम्मेवारी है, पूरे भारत की जिम्मेवारी है, वो बहुत बड़ी है। तो किसी भी दृष्टि से लोग राजा में दोष देखे, राजा में दोष देखने से लोगों की राज्य के प्रति, उस शासन के प्रति बुद्धि, श्रद्धा समाप्त हो जाती है। इस दृष्टि से उन्होंने वैसा किया। वैसा करने के लिए उस काल की परंपरा ने, किसी ने उनको दोष भी नहीं दिया। आप उस रामायण काल में किसी ने उस बात के लिए उनकी आलोचना की हो, ऐसा आपको मिलेगा भी नहीं, क्योंकि उस काल में ये बात सामान्य परंपरा में थी, ये बात सामान्य रूप से घटती थी। तो जब ऐतिहासिक घटनाओं का विश्लेषण करना हो तो हमको उसको उसी तरह से देखना होगा, तो हमको वो बात समझ में आ जाती।
नहीं, हमने इसमें डॉक्टर कुमार विश्वास का ये सुना है,
वो मैंने भी सुना है। मैं उसको ज्यादा ठीक नहीं मानता। मुझे मैं उसको ग्राउंड लेवल पर देखने में ज्यादा विश्वास रखता हूँ। इधर उधर की बातें घुमाकर तर्क से किसी बात को कहना वो बहुत सरल होता है, लेकिन हम क्यों उसकी उपेक्षा करें कि ये उस समय की ऐतिहासिक मान्यता थी।
धन्यवाद। जय श्री कृष्ण।
प्रशांत जी।
जय श्री कृष्ण आशु भैया।
जय श्री कृष्ण।
अभी कविता जी ने बहुत ही अच्छी विवेचना की, पर हमको ये तो सुना और अभी कल थोड़ी देर में भूल जाएंगे। तो इसके लिए हमको क्या दूसरा साहित्य उपलब्ध है जो हम लोग पढ़ सके, समझ सके हर वर्ड को, हर लाइन को, क्योंकि याद रखना बड़ा मुश्किल है।
इसका विवेचन का भी हम लोग डॉक्यूमेंटेशन ग्रुप्स में भेजते हैं। ये विवेचन यूट्यूब पर भी दोबारा सुनने के लिए अवेलेबल रहते हैं। और आप अगर पूछना चाहते हैं कि कोई पुस्तक हम पढ़ सकते हैं क्या, तो ऐसी पुस्तकें गीता प्रेस की बहुत सारी उपलब्ध है, आप कोई भी खरीद सकते हैं। हमारी लर्न गीता वेबसाइट पर रेफरेंस बुक सेक्शन में हम लोगों ने साधक संजीवनी, तत्व विवेचनी, ज्ञानेश्वरी आदि पुस्तकें का PDF भी उपलब्ध कराया है, आप वो भी डाउनलोड करके पढ़ सकते हैं।
धन्यवाद।
पूर्वी जी,
प्लीज आस्क। यस पूर्वी, प्लीज अनम्यूट बेटा।
तो भैया, हाँ भैया, भैया वो जो 3 हमें बॉडी में होते हैं वो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट होते हैं क्या?
3? What is your question? Please repeat.
पल्सेस, 3 पल्सेस।
ईड़ा सुषुम्ना जो नाड़ियां है वो
3 pulses.
Kavita, can you understand what she asking?
Sorry, what you have asked?
Please repeat your question, Purvi.
I ask in our body, these 3 pulses are most important for our body.
Okay, so which 3 pulses are most important in our body?
Yes, I'm asking that question.
Okay, so she is asking which 3 pulses are important, most important in our body.
We told something, na? She's asking in the
No,
reference.
actually these 3 pulses are not most important. I just told about that 3 pulses are there in our mind, and the Sushumna starts from our mind and goes till the neurons. That is the thing. So that is not most important.
We have many pulses and all have different usage. So it is not one is more important and one is lesser important. Everybody has its own different importance.
Okay.
Yes.
Paramath Rao ji.
Jai Shri Krishna, sir. I am from Bangalore. I feel that enlightenment is better than moksha, because after attaining enlightenment, we can transform the life of other people, whereas moksha is self-centered. Am I right?
It is not the two things. It is two sides of same coin. Okay. If you say enlightenment, if you say moksha, if you say attainment, if you say self-realization, if you say mukti, it is all same. It is not different. Okay. It is a different expression of saying one thing. You hear this thing all the time, that I am not this body. I am that supreme. I am part of that supreme who is just living in this body. We all know that, right? But when we started feeling that, it is just right now we are knowing it, but we are not realizing it. Once we realize, it is moksha, it is enlightenment. Okay, it is all same.
Thank you.
Sumanji.
Yeah, sir, I want to know what is Karan Shrir. स्थूल सूक्ष्म कारण शरीर होता है ना, what is कारण शरीर क्या है?
Karan Sharir stores our all the karma phala and carries to the next life.
Okay, thank you. Happy Teachers Day.
Same to you.
Rajnath ji.
नमस्कार जी सर। पिछले मतलब जब से हमने गीता पढ़ लिया, जैसे हम सुनते आते हैं और जैसे भगवान श्री कृष्ण अर्जुन को कुरुक्षेत्र के युद्ध क्षेत्र में बताते हैं कि सब कुछ पहले डिसाइडेड है, आप अपने कर्म करो या ना करो, इन सब को मरना ही मरना है।
ऐसा कहाँ बताया?
हम वो तो बताते हैं ना कि एवरीथिंग इज प्री डिसाइडेड।
नहीं,
एवरीथिंग इज डेस्टिन्ड।
नहीं, ऐसा कहीं भी नहीं कहा।
Everything is pre-planned, like the karmas.
Okay, everything is pre-planned. Let us say in those words, everything is pre-planned. If everything is pre-planned, then जैसे मेरे लिए भगवान श्री कृष्ण ने कुछ प्री प्लान करके रखा है कि मेरे को इस दुनिया में आना है, ये करना है, वापस जाना है, तो फिर मुझे क्यों अकाउंटेबल रखा जाएगा मेरे कर्मों के लिए?
Like, oh Arjuna, you just become nimitta. these Bhim, Dron, these are.
It is it is. I think Kavita said it in different way. It is not pre-planned because Duryodhan, Karna, and these people did those sin. So now they are destined to get that karma phala. It is not that it was already decided in their previous birth that they are going to do these sins in this life and they are going to get punishment for that. They already have did the sins. So now they are entitled for the punishment. That is what Lord want to say there. You got no point?
Okay, right.
It is not that they were already destined to do the sins. No, they were not.
Okay.
But when they did the sins, now they are
अपने कर्मों का फल प्लान हो चुका है, रेडी हो चुका है फल पाने का टाइम, तो अब उनको फल पाना ही पाना है.
हाँ, राइट. जब उन्होंने पाप कर दिया, अब उनको फल मिलेगा. अब ये फल मिलना,
करो या ना करो, उनको फल मिलना. ठीक.
राइट. दैट इज इट. अर्जुन उनको मारेगा कि नहीं मारेगा, वो तो मरने वाले ही है क्योंकि उन्होंने वैसा कर्म किया. यहाँ पे ये विषय है.
चारवी जी.
Jai Shri Krishna, Bhaiya. Happy Teachers Day.
Same to you, beta.
My question is that
we can hear you. Please say.
God writes our karma in the last janma. Why does God gives unhappiness in this janma?
He never gives happiness or unhappiness. It is us who do that. Not everybody get unhappy in the same scenarios. Is that happen? In the same scenario, I may be more unhappy and you may be less unhappy, right? So if it is a God doing, we both should feel the same unhappiness or same happiness. In something, you may feel more happy and I may feel less happy, or I may feel not happy. Same thing happening, right? If something, your mother is cooking something which you like, you get very happy, but your brother doesn't like. He becomes unhappy. So it is not that happiness is decided by God or something. It is our desires. If it gets through our desires, we get happy, we feel happy. If it is against our desires, we feel unhappy. That's why Krishna asks us that don't plant your happiness and unhappiness on your desires. Make it your inside, not it. When you keep it external, you are never going to get permanent happiness. When you will do it internally, then you are going to feel permanent happy. Okay?
Thank you, Bhaiya.
Thank you, beta.
अशोक कुमार.
मैम, मेरे को एक चीज पूछनी थी कि आदमी को ये कैसे जानकारी हो कि उसके द्वारा किए गए कर्मों से वो स्वर्ग में जाएगा, नरक में जाएगा या मोक्ष धाम को प्राप्त होगा. मेरी एक क्वेरी ये थी कि मेरी मिसेज का अभी 3 महीने पहले डेथ हुई है, तो ये कैसे कंफर्म करें हम कि
ऐसा कंफर्म करने का तो कोई विधान नहीं है कि हम पता लगा सके कि मरने के बाद किसकी क्या गति हुई, कौन कहाँ गया. ऐसा पता लगाने का तो कोई भी विधान नहीं है. लेकिन और ऐसा भी नहीं है कि कोई व्यक्ति जो केवल अच्छे कर्म करता है वही स्वर्ग जाता है, जो अच्छे बुरे, क्योंकि हम सभी अपने जीवन में पुण्य और पाप दोनों करते हैं. अगर हमारे पुण्य इतने हो गए हैं कि हम स्वर्ग योनि प्राप्त करने के, देव योनि प्राप्त करने के अधिकारी हो गए, तो तुम स्वर्ग में जाते हैं.
How to count it?
We cannot.
What is the parameter of?
No, we cannot. We cannot. Like you can count on something. Like if you have did some decided, if you do particular number of Gayatri Punascharan, you are entitled for Sarga. If you do particular numbers of Japa, then you are entitled for Swarga. If you do particular, so those things are decided. If you have did that, then you know that you are going to Swarga. But if you didn't, then you cannot know.
My question is that I was in a government service. When I perform my Swadharma, there are so many mistakes I have given. And then those mistakes.
आपको बतलाता हो, जीवन में पाप और पुण्य ये हम सबके साथ होते ही है. ऐसा कोई नहीं होता जो केवल पाप करे, ऐसा भी कोई नहीं होता जो केवल पुण्य करे. लेकिन किसकी इंटेंसिटी कितनी ज्यादा है, किसने कितनी बड़ी इंटेंसिटी के पाप कितने ज्यादा किए हैं, किसने कितनी बड़ी इंटेंसिटी के पुण्य कितने ज्यादा किए। सामान्य रूप से छोटे मोटे पुण्य पाप जो हम करते हैं वो तो नष्ट भी हो जाते हैं हमारे। हम जो छोटे पाप करते हैं वो जप करने से, संतों के दर्शन करने से, तीर्थ यात्रा करने से, गंगा स्नान करने से नष्ट भी हो जाते हैं। लेकिन जो पाप बड़े होते हैं, जिनकी इंटेंसिटी ज्यादा होती है, वो नष्ट नहीं होते, उनका कर्म फल हमको भोगना ही पड़ता है, वो हमारे तीव्र प्रारब्ध बनते हैं। तो ये तीव्र प्रारब्ध हमको भोगना ही पड़ते। अब ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि मैंने इतने अच्छे कर्म किए कि मैं कुछ समय के लिए स्वर्ग में जाऊंगा, लेकिन मैंने कुछ खराब कर्म भी किए थे कि मुझे कुत्ता भी बनना पड़ेगा। तो दोनों बातें मेरे साथ घटेंगी और ये दोनों बातें होकर फिर मैं वापस मनुष्य बन जाऊंगा, ये भी बात घटेगी। तो ये तीनों बातें भी किसी के जीवन में हो सकती है। ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि मेरी अगली 25 योनियां स्वर्ग अच्छे कर्मों की हों, फिर उसके बाद 20 योनियां नरकों की हों, उसके बाद मनुष्य योनि मिले। ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि मैं मरूं और अगला ही जन्म मुझे मनुष्य का मिल जाए। ये सारी बातें हमको पता नहीं लगाया सकता। देयर इज नो वे टू फाइंड आउट कि हमको क्या होने वाला है। भगवान ने कहा गहना कर्मणो गति, कर्म की गति बहुत गहन है। कोई किसी को पता नहीं लग सकता कि किस कर्म का फल, मैंने जो कर्म किया इसका फल मुझे अभी मिलेगा कि 10 साल बाद मिलेगा, कि इस जन्म में मिलेगा, कि अगले जन्म में मिलेगा, कि 100 जन्म बाद मिलेगा। इसका पता लगाने का कोई विधान भगवान ने हम लोग को दिया नहीं, क्योंकि हम लोग मनुष्य है, बहुत सीमित बुद्धि के है, और भगवान का विधान वो अनंत ब्रह्मांडों के लिए बहुत बड़ा है। तो वी डोंट हैव कैपेसिटी टू लर्न दैट, वी डोंट हैव कैपेसिटी टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट। तो वो हमको पता लगाने का सिस्टम नहीं है। इसलिए मनुष्य को जीवन में चाहिए कि वो अधिक से अधिक पुण्य करता रहे। आपने जैसा कहा कि आपकी धर्मपत्नी का स्वर्गवास हुआ, तो आप उनके लिए प्रार्थना कर सकते हैं, आप उनके लिए जप कर सकते हैं, आप उनके लिए दान कर सकते हैं, आप उनके लिए गीता का पाठ कर सकते हैं, आप उनके लिए तीर्थों पर जाके तर्पण कर सकते हैं। ऐसा करने से अगर उनके कोई छोटे मोटे दोष रहे होंगे जो इन अच्छे पुण्य कर्मों से आपके नष्ट हो सकते हैं, वो नष्ट हो जाएंगे। ऐसा आपको करने का प्रयास करना चाहिए, और यही हमारे हाथ में है। बाकी बातों का चिंतन केवल समय व्यर्थ करेगा।
अपन ने कोई कर्म किए, क्या क्या उसका प्रतिफल उसको पत्नी को मिलेगा?
हाँ, बिल्कुल मिलेगा, बिल्कुल मिलेगा। आप अगर उनके संकल्प करके, धारणा करके उनके लिए करेंगे तो बिल्कुल मिलेगा। पति का पत्नी का तो आपस में एक दूसरे पर पूरा अधिकार ही होता है।
क्या दे रहा है?
भावना जी।
जय श्री कृष्ण भैया।
जय श्री कृष्ण
भैया, मैंने कल आपसे जो क्वेश्चन पूछा था वो श्री मारुति स्तोत्रम में है, सेकंड लास्ट लाइन है, जिसमें इसमें जो लिखा हुआ है उसमें तो एक लिखा हुआ है, बट मैंने गूगल पे सर्च किया वहां एका है जैसा कि आपने बताया था। तो इसमें तो लिखा हुआ है 1 शतवारम जपित्वा सर्व शत्रुन वश मानयति नान्यथा इति।
आप इसको यहाँ टाइप करके भेज दीजिए और अपना नंबर भेज दीजिए। मैं उसको देख कर, क्योंकि मेरी स्मृति में नहीं है इसलिए मुझे देखना पड़ेगा, मैं देखकर उसका उत्तर आपको भिजवा दूंगा। आप यहाँ पर चैट में इसको टाइप करके, जो आपको पता है जितना, वो टाइप करके भेज दीजिए, तो उसका ठीक क्या है वो मैं देखकर आपको भिजवा दूंगा। ठीक है।
मीनू जी।
जय श्री कृष्ण भैया।
जय श्री
भैया, मैं आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछना चाह रही थी कि जैसे आपने कल ये बोला कि अध्यात्म, जैसे गुरु जी हैं, उन्हें इतनी मतलब उन्हें कोई भी चीज की इच्छा ही नहीं होती है, उन्हें कुछ मतलब उन्हें वही अच्छा लगता है, जैसे कि वो एक ही जैसे कलर के कपड़े पहन रहे हैं तो वो उसमें इतने रम चुके हैं कि उन्हें और कुछ मतलब वो वही उनकी खुशी है, इसके अलावा उनको कुछ इच्छाएं ही नहीं रह गई। मतलब वो क्योंकि वो एक लेवल के इतना ऊपर उठ चुके हैं।
प्रश्न क्या है?
अब मेरा प्रश्न ये है कि मतलब जैसे जब मैंने गीता पढ़ी, मैंने हरि गीता भी पढ़ी थी, तो मुझे जो समझ आया, हो सकता है मैं गलत हूँ इसीलिए आपसे क्लियर करना चाहती हूँ, मुझे लगा था कि जैसे कि अभी जो हमारा समय चल रहा है तो मेरे अगर बहुत सारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज है मेरे ऊपर, तो मेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज से मुझे नहीं भाग कर, क्योंकि मुझे भी एक ये हो गया था कि नहीं मुझे सब कुछ छोड़ना है, ये है, मतलब मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगता था। पर फिर कहीं ये गीता पढ़ के मुझे लगा कि नहीं, मेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी।
अर्जुन भी यही चाहता था कि मैं सब कुछ छोड़ छाड़ के संन्यास ले लूं, भिक्षा का अन्न मांग के खा लूं। भगवान ने अर्जुन को गीता इसलिए नहीं सुनाई कि युद्ध करे, भगवान ने अर्जुन को गीता इसलिए सुनाई कि तुम अपना कर्तव्य कर्म नहीं छोड़ सकते। नोबडी कैन गिव अप देयर ड्यूटीज, दैट इज द बेसिक फंडामेंटल उपदेश ऑफ भगवद गीता। सो हम कोई भी अपने कर्तव्य कर्मों को छोड़कर कुछ अच्छा प्राप्त करेंगे, ये कल्पना व्यवहारिक नहीं है, इसका कोई मतलब भी नहीं है। हम सब जो करते हैं वो कर्तव्य कर्म करते हुए ही हम कैसे अपना मन भगवान में लगा सकते हैं। जब हम ये मानते हैं कि मैं करता हूं तो सारी गड़बड़ शुरू हो जाती है। और जब हम ये मानते हैं कि मैं माता के रोल में नियुक्त हूँ, मैं पिता के रोल में नियुक्त हूँ, मैं बेटी के रोल में नियुक्त हूँ, मैं कर्मचारी के रोल में नियुक्त हूँ, मैं मालिक के रोल में नियुक्त हूँ और भगवान के द्वारा नियुक्त इस रोल का मुझे अपना ड्यूटी निभाना है। जैसे ड्रामा में कोई एक्टर होता है, उसको जो रोल दे दिया गया उस रोल को वो डूब कर पूरा वैसा बनकर निभाता है, लेकिन अंदर से उसको हमेशा पता होता है कि मैं हूं नहीं है, आई एम जस्ट एक्टिंग फॉर इट। सिमिलरली जब मुझे ये पता हो जाता है कि मैं ये हूं नहीं, मुझे इस रोल में दिया गया है, मैं ये करने वाला हूं, तो उसके जो भी कर्तव्य कर्म मैं करता हूं उसका पाप पुण्य मुझे लगता नहीं, उसके कर्म बंधन से मैं मुक्त हो जाता हूं।
लेकिन एक और छोटी सी चीज इसी पे मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूंगी कि जैसे अब हम जब ये कर्म करते हैं, जैसे मैंने एज अ मदर मैंने कुछ काम किया, मैंने एज अ डॉटर कुछ काम किया, अब एज अ मदर मुझे लगता है कि मेरा बच्चा कुछ गलत जगह जा रहा है या उसने कुछ गलतियां की है। अब उसमें अगर मैं उसको करेक्ट करने की कोशिश करती हूँ, वहां आई लूज माई टेम्पर या वो बोलते हैं ना एक
देखो, आप जो
गुस्सा
भी करो,
आना,
डिस्प्ले ऑफ एंगर एंड डिस्प्ले ऑफ टेम्पर इज ऑलवेज फाइन। Display of anger or display of pamper is always fine and always utilized. It is a gem, it is a jewelry you should wear. But when this anger sit on our head, हमारी आंखें फड़फड़ाने लगती है, होठ फड़फड़ाने लगते हैं, हार्ट बीट बढ़ जाती है, then we are on wrong path. Similarly, पैम्परिंग अच्छी बात है, लेकिन मेरे बच्चे को थोड़ा बुखार आया और मुझे ही बुखार चढ़ा जा रहा है उसके बुखार को देखकर, you are on wrong path. What's the point? So all the affection and all the anger you have to control in your limits. आप उसकी सवारी करो, वो आपकी सवारी ना करे।
ये गुस्से को कैसे फिर छोड़ा जाए? मतलब जो ऐसा लगता है कि बच्चा सुन ही नहीं रहा है, उसे
गुस्सा
कितना
इसलिए
भी
आ रहा है
समझाया
ना
जाए
कि
वो
मैं ये
गलत
मान
जगह
रहा हूँ
जा
कि
रहा है।
उसको मेरी सुननी चाहिए, जबकि मुझे मालूम है कि मैंने भी अपने माँ बाप की कभी सुनी नहीं थी। मैंने उतनी सुनी थी जितना मैं सुनना चाहता था, वो भी उतनी सुनेगा जितना वो सुनना चाहता है। तो हम जब यथार्थ से भागकर ये मानते हैं कि हमारे बच्चे रोबोटिक हो जाए, वो हमारी 100% बात सुने, तो हम यथार्थ से भागते हैं, इसलिए हमें गुस्सा आता है। जबकि यथार्थ ये है कि ये संभव ही नहीं, ना हमारे लिए संभव था ना उसके लिए संभव है। तो जब हम इस यथार्थ को पकड़ लेंगे तो फिर हमको पता है इसको कितना ट्रैक पे लाना है, उस ट्रैक पे लाने के लिए क्या बोलना है, कितनी जोर से बोलना है, कब बोलना है, कब इग्नोर करना है। सो इट इज ऑल प्लान्ड, वेल प्लान्ड।
एक लेवल तक समझाना है, उसके बाद भगवान पे छोड़ना है, ऐसा कुछ?
आप भगवान पे नहीं छोड़ेंगे तो भी वो छूटने वाला ही है। हाँ, तो ये एहसान मत करो। आप चाहकर भी क्या कर लोगे, ठीक है ना? तो एहसान मत करो, डू इट नोइंगली, डू इट कैजुअली, सहज होके करो। मैं भगवान पे छोड़ दूं, ये बहुत बड़ा शब्द हो जाता है। आप कर क्या लेंगे नहीं छोड़ेंगे तो? हमारे बहुत बहुत लिमिटेशंस है, हम दूसरे को नहीं बदल सकते, ठीक है? हमारे पिताजी हमको नहीं बदल पाए, तो वो हम अपने बच्चों को कैसे बदलेंगे?
VK Rai ji.
Yeah. Jai Shri Krishna, Guruji. And I'm having two questions in my mind. One is that when get enlightened, how does he look like if we will see him, or whether he himself is knowing that yes, he is enlightened? Then I think you also may be enlightened. Are you feeling that you are enlightened? Second, that you told that as per your deeds, people go to hell and heaven, and after passing some times, as per their deeds, as per their karma, they come back and take birth, and then on the earth. But where is this hell and heaven? Can you just? We have not seen any planets which is hell and heaven. Yes, in the books we have been reading it. Yes, there are hell and heaven. But do actually is there hell and heaven? I feel hell and heaven is there only on the earth. Whatever we are doing.
I got your questions. Let me answer, please. You ask first, when we get entitled, do we realize something that we are enlightened? Of course we realize. And it is not that we are enlightened, so we are somebody special. It is not. Now we are nothing. That is enlightenment. If you want to feel special or you want to feel something, then you are not enlightened, ever. You cannot be. Until you have this desire to be something, you cannot entitled. When you have no desire to be anything, then only you can get enlightened. And when you have that, then you have that feeling that I am not this body, I am just carrier of this body. When you know that, you are enlightened. So it is simple thing. It is not a big thing. No big flashlights are going to happen there. Nothing like that. It is simple. You just realize it just happens. You start crying. You know that now you can feel that this body is not you. That is the thing. Second, you ask, where is this hell and heaven on the planet or something? We are humans and we are supposed to know very limited dimensions of the universe. We cannot travel to the other dimensions which is happening right beside us. It is not that Swarga is somebody 24 kilometers up or 2000 kilometers up somewhere. It is not. There are 14 lokas. We have 14 bhuvan, 14 lokas, and these 14 lokas are simultaneously happening around us. We cannot feel that, we cannot know that, because those are in different time zones, different dimensions. We as a human, we have no power to realize that, to know that. We cannot know that. When I do this, there are bacteria which born, die by there are 3 generations. 3 generation happens in our one this shot. So their time zone is different. We cannot know that. We cannot understand how 3 generations can born and die in this time. We cannot understand that because we have very limited power. Our listening power have a lower frequency and higher frequency limit. A 2 elephant can talk 2 kilometers away. They talk, but we cannot listen because our ears are not opted for that frequency to listen. So we can listen. There are thousands and thousands of very high frequency noise happening in the galaxies, but we cannot listen to that. If we listen, we are going to be mad. We cannot survive. So God gave us limited power to see, limited power to hear. Below that we cannot listen. Above that we cannot listen. Below that we cannot see. Above that we cannot see. So many things happening around us. You see the through the microscope, bacteria which cannot be seen by these eyes. So they are there or not. This microscope you can make because it has very slighter improvement of your eyes. But when you need a very higher improvement, we don't have that instruments. Only rishis can do that. Okay.
Dr. Mihir ji.
Jai Shri Krishna. While interpreting the shlokas, in the first shloka, Urdhva Mula Mada Shakham Aswatham, the Lord is comparing the samsara to an inverse people tree with the roots upwards. In the second shloka, third charana, Adascha Mulani Anusantatani, the root spread below. So
no,
there is
not
some
root. Those are their उसको क्या बोलते हैं? Kavita, can you explain? Those are not roots. The Adash Mulani Anusantatani Karmanuvadniyam Shloke. Those are not roots. Those are the इसको टहनियों को क्या बोलते हैं? Branches. Those are the branches of the trees which are coming down from the
branches. He has described already separately. Adascha Urdham Prasudastasya Shakha is already described separately. So again, Adascha Mulani Anusantatani. So I am just a little confused.
No. It is not that. I got your question. There is adhacha, so it is below and up. Adhacha.
Yes.
It is adhacha urdhvam. It is something like that. It is not urdhvam is not written here. It is adhacha. So adhacha means right down and up. It is spreading downwards and upwards both.
The branches.
The branches, right.
So adhacha mulani anusantatani, what is that again?
No, branches no. This about root also. You are saying na, this root is spreading down also and up also. The root is upwards, but root when we see tree na, root very old tree. When you see very old tree, we can see roots upside the floor also, upside the ground also. That is what God want to say there. Okay.
Okay.
Kiran ji.
जय श्री कृष्ण। मेरा क्वेश्चन है कि मैं एक डायलेमा में हूँ, दुविधा में हूँ कि जैसे अर्जुन को बोला है कि कर्म करो, कृष्ण ने बोला मैं एक गवर्नमेंट सर्वेंट हूँ, तो मैंने 30 साल की अभी नौकरी की है, तो नाउ आई वांट टू क्विट VRS, मतलब वॉलंटरी रिटायर। तो क्या ये मैं सही करूंगी, कर रही हूँ कि नहीं? मुझे कभी लगता है कि मैं VRS दूं,
अगर आप अपने कर्तव्य से भागने के लिए कर रही हैं तो वो सही नहीं है। लेकिन if you think it is enough, I have enough, I don't need to do a job, I want to do something else, it is fine.
Yes, I want to join this Geeta Parivar, do yoga, meditation.
Then you are not. Then you are not running away from your duties. You are just switching your duties. It is all fine. You cannot quit your duties. You can switch always.
Hey, I have done 30 years government service. Then I मतलब मुझे लगता है मैं दूसरा कुछ करूं।
हाँ ठीक है ना,
अपने उद्धार के लिए करूं।
हाँ, हम उस कर्म से भाग नहीं सकते, है ना? लेकिन अब इस कर्म की मुझे आवश्यकता नहीं है, अब मैं कुछ और करूं, ये बिल्कुल ठीक है, इसमें कोई आपत्ति की बात नहीं।
अच्छा, एक दूसरा क्वेश्चन है, जैसे आप बोलते हैं कि कोई गलती कर रहा है तो उसको हमको भोगना ही है, लेकिन प्रायश्चित भी कर सकते हैं ना? उसका कोई गलती हो गया आपने जीवन में,
प्रायश्चित करने का प्रयास तो करना ही चाहिए, लेकिन प्रायश्चित करने से पाप नष्ट ही हो जाएगा ऐसा जरूरी नहीं होता। मैंने किसी की हत्या ही कर दी, तो हत्या का प्रायश्चित मैं क्या करूंगा? उसको वापस जीवित तो नहीं कर सकता। तो कुछ
इतना कर सकते हम, दोबारा गलती नहीं करें, हम उसको रिपीट नहीं करें।
बिल्कुल, ये तो बात ठीक ही है। कुछ पापों का शमन हो जाता है, कुछ पापों का शमन नहीं हो पाता, उसका फल भोगना ही पड़ता है।
ओके, थैंक यू।
हमको प्रायश्चित करने का प्रयास करना चाहिए, लेकिन प्रायश्चित नहीं हो सके तो फिर उसका फल भोगना पड़ता है, ऐसी बात है। ठीक।
ज्योति जी।
नमस्कार आशा भैया, हैप्पी टीचर्स डे। मुझे पूछना था कि पाप और पुण्य आप अभी कहा, तो हम लोग के आजू बाजू में सब देखते हैं कि बहुत सारे लोग पाप करते हैं फिर भी वो मजे में रहते हैं, ऐसे मतलब। और जो
मैं क्वेश्चन समझ गया, आपका उत्तर दे देता हूँ। आपके बैंक अकाउंट में 10 लाख रुपया है, अभी आप 10,000 कमाते हो। एक के बैंक अकाउंट में 5 लाख रुपए का खर्चा है, कर्जा है, वो 20,000 रुपए कमाता है। ज्यादा मजे में कौन रहेगा? जो 10,000 कमा रहा है लेकिन 10 लाख रुपए अकाउंट में बैलेंस है, वो 50,000 खर्च कर सकता है। जिसको जो 20,000 कमा रहा है लेकिन 5 लाख रुपए कर्जे में है, उसको 10,000 की तो किस्त भरनी पड़ जाती है। वो 5,000 की किस्त भरता है, 5,000 रुपए खर्चा कर पाता है, तो वो ज्यादा मजे में दिखता नहीं है। हम सबको अपने पूर्व जन्मों के कर्मों का ध्यान नहीं, करोड़ों जन्मों के फल हमारे साथ चल रहे हैं। हमको क्या पता कि इस 60-70 साल के जीवन में कौन से कर्मों के फल भोगने। तो वो जो लोग मजे में दिखाई देते हैं उनके अपने पुराने संचित अच्छे हैं, जो लोग कष्ट में दिखाई दे रहे हैं उनके पुराने संचित कम है, ऐसी बात है। लेकिन ऐसी भी बात नहीं है कि सारे बुरे लोग मजे ही ले रहे होते हैं। आपको सड़क पे आवारा घूमने वाले जो बदमाश लोग हैं वो सारे मजे में दिखते हैं क्या? ऐसा नहीं कि बुरे लोग मजे में होते हैं और अच्छे लोग सब खराब ही होते हैं। हम अच्छे लोग नहीं है क्या? हम मजे में नहीं है क्या? ऐसी बात भी नहीं। तो ये सारी बातें मजे में रहने की और कष्ट में रहने की, ये प्रारब्ध से होती है। इसका इस जन्म में अच्छाई बुराई का जो हम करते हैं वो आगे मिलेगा, ऐसी बात।
अच्छा, क्योंकि और एक क्वेश्चन है कि पुनर्जन्म के बारे में मुझे जो रीबर्थ, तो कोई लोग बोलते हैं हमारे मतलब ये दादाजी आ गए, कोई अगर बच्चा पैदा हुआ इसमें तो बोलते हैं अरे हमारे दादी आई है करके वापस अपने घर में। तो ऐसा कुछ होता है क्या? ऐसा मतलब ये करेक्ट है?
ऐसा हो सकता है, लेकिन ऐसा होता है ऐसी बात नहीं है। लोगों की ये सामान्य रूप से मान्यताएं ज्यादा होती हैं। ऐसा ही घटता है, कोई अपने घर में ही जन्मेगा, ऐसी संभावना होती है लेकिन कम होती है। मैं 2-3 केस तो जानता हूँ जो अपने घर में जन्म गए और जिनको पूर्व जन्म की थोड़ी स्मृति भी है। ऐसे भी हमारे आसपास 1-2 लोग हैं। तो
अच्छा, लेकिन पहचान सकते हैं हम लोग उनको?
हाँ, वो पहचानते भी है, अपनी बात भी जानते हैं। हाँ, तो ऐसा भी होता है, लेकिन ऐसा होता ही है, ऐसी बात नहीं है।
अच्छा,
ऐसा हो भी सकता है, नहीं भी हो सकता।
सुब्रया जी।
हरे कृष्णा। मुझे एक पूछने का था, जो वैराग्य की भावना हम संसार में रहते हुए कर्म करते हुए हम कैसे डेवलप कर सकते हैं? अगर हम वैराग्य करेंगे तो कर्म से हम विमुख नहीं होंगे क्या?
नहीं, कर्म से विमुख नहीं होता। जो वैरागी है महात्मा, वो कर्म से विमुख नहीं होता। हमारे पूज्य स्वामी जी महाराज 16 घंटे काम करते हैं। 16 घंटे काम कैसे कर सकते हैं? हम लोग तो 10-12 घंटे भी नहीं कर पाते। वो 16 घंटे काम करते हैं, वैरागी, पूरे वैरागी। लेकिन उनको कर्तव्य कर्म से मेरे हाथ से कितना ज्यादा लोगों का कल्याण हो सके, इस दृष्टि से अपने को 16 घंटे कर्म में लगाए रखते। तो वैराग्य का अर्थ कर्म से च्युत होना नहीं है। वैराग्य का अर्थ कर्म फल से की प्रीति से च्युत होना है। हमारी कर्म कर्म फल में आसक्ति ना रहे। ये कर्म हम कर रहे हैं, अब इसका बदले में अच्छा होना ही चाहिए, ये जो आसक्ति है, मैं जो चाहता हूं वैसे ही घटे, ये जो आसक्ति है, इसका त्याग वैराग्य है। कर्म का त्याग वैराग्य नहीं है। मुझे क्या खाने को मिले, इसमें मेरी रुचि ना रहे। जो खाने को मिला खा लिया, जो पहनने को मिला पहन लिया, जैसे जाने को मिला जा लिया, और मैं अपना कर्म करता रहूं। लेकिन मुझे तो यही खाना है, तो मुझे भोजन से आसक्ति हो गई। मैं ये नहीं खा सकता, ये भोजन से आसक्ति हो गई। मैं ये खा सकता हूं, मैं नहीं खा सकता। मैं ये पहन सकता हूं, मैं नहीं पहन सकता। मुझे अच्छा लगता है, मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगता। ये आसक्तियां हैं, इनका त्याग करना ये वैराग्य है। मैं करूंगा नहीं कुछ, ये वैराग्य नहीं।
और एक पूछने का था, ये हर एक कल्प में जो होता है वो जो पहले हुआ होता है, ऐसा कुछ बोला तब, क्या ये सही है?
ऐसा हर कल्प में एक ही जैसा होता है, नहीं। हर कल्प में घटनाएं रिपीट होती है, लेकिन सेम नहीं होती, उनमें अंतर भी होता है।
ओके, थैंक यू।
गीता जी।
नमस्कार भैया, मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था कि कल मैं आपका लेक्चर सुन रही थी, तो आपने भूत पिशाच के बारे कहा था कि उनके पास 2 इंद्रियां होती हैं और हमारे पास 5 हैं। तो
2 भी नहीं होती, किसी के पास एक ही होती, खाली वायु शरीर होता है। किसी को 1 होती है, किसी को 2 होती।
एक में कौन सी इंद्रिय होती है?
इंद्रिय नहीं, तत्व, वायु तत्व ही होता है ज्यादातर।
पर आपने कहा था कि उनको भूख भी लगती है, पर
हाँ, मैं
खा नहीं सकते।
तो क्योंकि जड़ तत्व नहीं है, पृथ्वी तत्व नहीं है ना, तो वायु तत्व से खाली खा नहीं सकते। नींद आती है, सो नहीं सकते, क्योंकि आंखें बंद करने का कोई उपाय नहीं।
अच्छा, खा नहीं सकते, सो नहीं सकते। और मुझे दूसरा क्वेश्चन ये था इसी के साथ का, जो पितृ के हम पूजा करते हैं, तर्पण करते हैं, तो वो हमें क्या प्रूफ है कि वो हमारे उनके पुनर्जन्म नहीं हुआ है और वो आके हमारा सब दिया हुआ खाते हैं?
पुनर्जन्म नहीं हुआ है इसलिए हम उनको देते हैं, ऐसी बात नहीं है। पुनर्जन्म हो गया तो भी वो अगर किसी कष्ट योनि में है, अब वो, मैंने आपको कहा ना, ये वायु शरीर में प्रेत योनि में कोई है, हमारा पितृ है, तो उसको भूख लग रही, खा तो नहीं सकता। आप जो तर्पण देंगे वो जल उसको मिल जाता है, आप जो भोजन वहां देते हैं वो उसको मिल जाता है, ऐसी बात है। और अगर वो अच्छी योनियों में है, बहुत सबुद्ध योनियों में है, तो वहां पर भी उनको तृप्ति मिलती है, तो वो आपको आशीर्वाद देते हैं। वो पितृलोक में है, देव रूप में है, और उनको आपने अच्छा दिया। अब कोई राजा को कोई भेंट थोड़ी चाहिए होती है, लेकिन राजा को गिफ्ट लेके जाए तो राजा को अच्छा लगता है कि नहीं अच्छा लगता है?
हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
राजा उसके ऊपर प्रसन्न होगा कि नहीं होगा? तो कोई, अब कुत्ते को भूख लगी, उसको रोटी डाली, वो भी प्रसन्न होता है। राजा को कुछ नहीं चाहिए, उसको भेंट देते, उसको भी प्रसन्नता होती है। तो दोनों की प्रसन्नता से हमको आशीर्वाद मिलते हैं।
और ये जो मेरे फादर की डेथ हो गई थी, उसके बाद 13th डे के बाद मैंने कंसीव किया, और फिर मेरा बेटा जन्मा, और वो दिखता भी वैसे है, बात भी वैसे करता है, आचरण भी उसके हैं, और कई बातें भी वो ऐसे ही करता है जैसे। तो ये हो सकता है कि वही है?
हाँ, हो तो सकता है, होने की बात
हो सकता है। धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
प्रशांत जी।
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही, आप हैंड्स फ्री निकाल दें। Please remove your hands free. Use mobile mic. No, we cannot listen to you, sir. You please try till we take next questions.
Nand Kumar ji. Sir, please unmute yourself, Nand Kumar ji.
जय श्री कृष्ण। ये गीता में जीने की कला क्या है, और ये
सरल तरीका कुछ है तो बताया जाए।
सुख दुखे समय कृत्वा लाभा लाभव जया जयो ततो युद्धायुज्यश्च। भगवान ने कहा सुख दुख, लाभ अलाभ और जय पराजय, इसमें तुम समान रहना सीख जाओ। इसको तुम जितना समान रह सकोगे उतना तुम परमानेंट आनंद में रह सकोगे। समत्वम योग उच्चते, भगवान ने सूत्र दिया। जितना हम जीवन में बैलेंसिंग करेंगे उतना हमारा जीवन सुबुद्ध हो जाता है। ऐसे गीता में हजारों सूत्र भगवान के मुख से निकले हैं। इन सूत्रों को जितना जितना हम समझते जाते हैं और अपनी लाइफ में अप्लाई करते जाते हैं, हमारा जीवन ऐसा ही विजयी हो जाता है, सुखमय हो जाता है। अभी तक हमारी आशा क्या होती है, ऐसा कुछ हो जाएगा तो मैं सुखी हो जाऊंगा, मुझे प्राप्त हो जाएगा तो मैं सुखी हो जाऊंगा, मेरे साथ ऐसा कोई व्यवहार करेगा तो मैं सुखी हो जाऊंगा, और वो कभी होता नहीं। इसलिए उस सुख की आशा में हम दुखी होते रहते हैं। लेकिन जब भगवान कहते हैं कि ये सुख तुमको बाहरी इंद्रिय विषयों से नहीं चाहिए, ये तो तुम्हारे भीतर है, तुम इसको भीतर से ही प्राप्त कर सकते हो, उसकी विद्या जब हम गीता से सीख लेते हैं तो फिर हम जीवन में कभी दोबारा दुखी नहीं होते। तो ये बातें जब जीवन में गीता में आप पढ़ते जाएंगे, जानते जाएंगे, सीखते जाएंगे, उसका जीवन में अभ्यास करेंगे तो धीरे धीरे आती है, एकदम से तो समझ में नहीं आती, क्योंकि ये बातें बहुत गहरी है और हमारा दीर्घ काल का गड़बड़ अभ्यास है। अब इतनी गड़बड़ सालों की गलत चाल को सही करने में कुछ तो समय भी लगता है, तो लगता है, लेकिन ये पक्का है, मैं अपने अनुभव से आपको कह सकता हूँ, गीता जीवन में जितनी भी लाई है मैंने, उससे मुझे बहुत लाभ हुआ है। मैं बहुत आनंद में रहता हूँ। सामान्य लोगों की अपेक्षा मेरे जीवन का सुख मुझे ज्यादा दिखता है। ये गीता के माता के प्रभाव के कारण ही मेरे साथ हुआ है। ये मैं अपनी ओर से आपको बता सकता हूँ। पूज्य स्वामी जी ऐसे विज्ञ पुरुषों के तो पूरे जीवन में गीता गीता दिखती है, ऐसी बात है।
हमें भी यही फील हो रही है सर।
हाँ,
कि जब से ज्वाइन किया हूँ ना, तब से लग रहा है कि सारा कुछ त्याग करके इसी में रमा रहा।
त्याग कुछ नहीं करना, गीता यही तो सिखाती नहीं है। छोड़ना कुछ नहीं है आपको, आप जहाँ है वहीं रहना है, आपको भागना नहीं है।
जी, मोबाइल पर अलग चीज देखते रहता था, अब यही देखने की इच्छा करती है और अभ्यास करने की इच्छा
लेकिन
करता
अपने कर्तव्य कर्मों को कहीं नहीं छोड़िएगा। आप जो जॉब करते हैं, जो व्यापार करते हैं, आपके जो बच्चे हैं, आपका परिवार है, उन सबको संभालते हुए ये करना है, उनको छोड़कर कुछ नहीं करना। हाँ, उनको छोड़कर कुछ नहीं करना है। वो मेरा कर्तव्य है, वो पहला कर्तव्य है। कर्तव्य को छोड़ के उपेक्षा करके मैं सुखी कभी नहीं हो सकता, वो कभी नहीं होगा। भगवान उसके बिल्कुल मना कर देते हैं। कर्तव्यों का पालन करते हुए, उनका किसी का भी त्याग ना करते हुए मैं अपने आप को स्वस्थ बनाऊं, यही गीता है।
प्रशांत जी,
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही हम तक, कुछ गड़बड़ है। अगले सप्ताह ले लेंगे आपका प्रश्न। आज समय भी बहुत हो गया तो हम लोग को समापन करना चाहिए।
I thank Ashu Bhaiya and Kavita Didi for the knowledgeable interpretation session. We all loved listening to your each and every word, and Ashu Bhaiya told us how to maintain a skillful balance between our duties. That was a wonderful session, and it made Geeta easy to understand. May the divine power bless us all. For the ending pratna, we have with us Shiv Kumar ji from Bangalore. He joined Geeta Parivar in July 21 and serving as a tech in various batches and a student of L2. Shiv Kumar ji.
जय श्री कृष्ण। योगेशं सच्चिदानंदं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्म संस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वंदे जगद्गुरुं। जय श्री कृष्ण।
Thank you, Shiv Kumar ji. On behalf of Geeta Parivar, kudos to the technical team for their efforts. See you all next week. Jai